All right, so we talked about dual recipes, deviled eggs. So we have our deviled eggs that I have on my little cute plastic deviled egg tray. And this is 6 whole eggs. And I have 8 egg yolks, because remember, I put 2 extra ones in there from the egg mixture from our tuna salad. So for this, I am going to kind of eyeball it, just because I'm so used to making this. I'm going to use about 1/2 tablespoon of our tiger tail mustard. A full tablespoon of our mayonnaise. That's not quite it. That's it. There we go. And 1/2 teaspoon of our garlic and onion mix. Remember, we're not making a whole lot of deviled eggs, so we don't need a whole lot. I'm not going to put any extra salt in this. Not at all. But I will put pepper, because y'all know I love my pepper. I barely had anything left in that. That's why I just did it that way. I maybe had 1/4 teaspoon left in that jar. I already told Siri to make a note to remind me to do it. Get more pepper when I go to the store. So what I'm going to do now is use my mini whisk, and I'm going to mash up the yolks in with our mayonnaise and mustard mixture. Well, it'll take maybe 2 minutes, thoroughly mixing it up, because you want it to be nice and smooth. You don't want big chunks of anything when you're eating your deviled eggs. At least I don't. I mean, at that point, you might as well have egg salad, in my opinion. So about 2 minutes, and continue to just mash these up together. All right, so we've done that for about 2 minutes. Our egg mixture is pretty smooth, pretty nice looking. White wine vinegar. You could use balsamic if you really wanted to, although it's going to totally change the flavor. But if you're trying to do some sort of fancy deviled egg, and yes, there can be fancy deviled eggs where you're going to mince like fresh chopped chives and bacon crumbles on them for Christmas hors d'oeuvres, go ahead with the balsamic. I like white wine vinegar. I think it has a really good flavor. You could also just use plain old white vinegar. So for the amount that we're doing, we're going to use 1/2 tablespoon. Because remember, you don't want the vinegar to overwhelm everything. It's just that nice little acidic bite in the background. And also, you don't want your mixture to be too thin, because then you got to boil more eggs and add more egg yolks to thicken it back up. And now we're just going to mix that in really well. It smells amazing. So good. Now, at this point, you could get a little spoon and put it into your boiled eggs, top it with a little bit of paprika, and call it a day. I'm going to surprise him. We're going to do it a little fancy. I'm going to get out my piping bag. All right, so we are going to pipe our filling into our deviled eggs just because it's pretty. Why not? So I have this little sippy cup that doesn't even have a lid anymore. So anytime I'm going to pipe something, whether it be the egg filling or frosting for the cakes I make and stuff like that, I'm going to show you what I do. So I have my little disposable bag here. I'm just going to cut a little bit of the tip of that off. I'm going to fold it down. I'm going to pop my star tipped. I'm using my metal star tip. This is the Oneida number 106. I like using this one when I'm doing decorative piping on my cakes or when I'm doing multiple colored frostings on my cupcakes to do like a rainbow effect, which don't worry, we're gonna do for the Princess Birthday next week. Can't believe they're gonna be 3 already. So now I take that cup, put the piping bag in it, and I put it down along the side of it. Now that allows me to fill my piping bag without getting it all over the place. So we're gonna put our deviled egg mixture into it just like that. What you guys can't see is my husband behind me trying to goose me and break my concentration because he's hoping the deviled eggs are done. It's like he can smell them. He knows. So now we want all this air out of our piping bag. So over top of the cup, that way we don't make a mess. Start from the top and squeeze down. Now you can squeeze a little bit out and we know that we're ready to go. So I'm gonna get set up and I'm gonna change the view of the camera so you guys can watch me do it. All right, so we have our star tip on our piping bag and now we are just going to simply fill our eggs. Look at how perfect those look. Okay guys, and now final touches, paprika. Perfect. There's the eggs. Look, there's already 2 minutes.